What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Ben back on the channel here. It's Sunday. I hope you're having an awesome weekend so far. I hope you're working and I hope you're enjoying all of the content, and I hope you're smashing the like button on this video right now, as well as subscribing if you have not subscribed yet. So please do those things. I super appreciate all of you guys that follow the content and the videos. I've been talking to a bunch of you guys that have been messaging me on the Six Figure Recruiting Academy page, the Facebook page that you should also be liking and following. And so today I wanted to hop into my computer and do a little bit of a screen share because I wanted to talk about subject lines for cold emails. So we did a bunch of videos on cold emails and how you structure them, and I've sent a bunch of you the cold email templates, and I can still send them to you if you like and follow the Six Figure Recruiting Academy Facebook page. I will just message the page. I will email you, send me your email, and I will email you over the cold templates as well as the LinkedIn templates. Now, how do we get somebody to actually read that ice cold email that you're about to send to them? Well, there's a billion ways. So it's an art. Subject lines are always debatable, but I've got a few key ideas. I have some concepts that have worked for me. Like I said, my claim to fame is always that I've did over $100,000 in business in 6 months, starting last year in 2018, in 6 months solid end to end. And it was all cold email, cold outreach, and then repeat business. So a ton of it was based on how I got in the door, which was the subject line and then the cold email. So let me hop in here real quick, and I'm gonna actually screen share with you to show you some subject lines that I use, some that are good, why they're good, and we'll talk about it on the other side. So I'll see you there.
All right, guys, so we're right inside my computer here, and as you can see, I have a basic, simple note here with all of the subject lines that I use, that I think you should use, that I think are the best of the best, and that's why I wanted to talk to you briefly about them today, why they work, which ones to use for which types of companies, which types of clients and potential clients, and which types of decision makers and things like that. So let's just dive right into it. So all of these are lines that I have personally used myself, each and every single one of these, in cold emails to various companies. And so I have actually utilized these, I've actually gotten responses from these, and I definitely still use them to this day. So the first one, let's just go right into it. I'm going to go one by one. These are all of the top tier lines that I could think of to write down, and I just looked back into my emails and looked at what I use. So you could literally just write a subject line that says staffing. Okay, this is the bare bones basic. We're going to go basic to advanced. Staffing. You can just write staffing in the subject line, lets them know exactly what you're talking about. We don't need to hide anything. We don't need to, get too coy about this. We're emailing you about staffing. Same thing here with hiring. You could say hiring. Just straight up, we're talking to you about hiring, and when you open this email, you know it's going to be about hiring. And if that person is motivated about hiring or staffing, they'll open it. The next thing you can do to take a little remix on that is say staffing for, and then use the company name. A lot of times when you get really specific in emails, and I'll go into this in the later subject lines, people tend to open them more often. So if you received an email that said your name exactly, like your full name in an email with some other verbiage, you'd probably want to open it more than just opening it some random verbiage that didn't have your name in it. So if you put the company's name in it and you sent it to the CEO, they're going to be like, well, I'm the CEO of this company, I need to open this up. So staffing for company name. Same thing with hiring for company name. You can do a little bit, cheesy marketing, and you can go, I use ABC Staffing Solutions. This is just an example company name. Whatever your company name is, you could say ABC Staffing Solutions, the number one name in staffing for whatever your city is. You can just write that in a subject line and see if you get hits off of that. Again, email lines are always about A/B testing. And if you don't know what A/B testing is, you take test A, test B, and that means like this subject line versus this subject line. Send off 50 emails with this one, send out 50 emails with this one, and see which one gets a better response rate, okay? And you could A/B test all of these, meaning you could A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You could test all of them, you know what I mean? And send emails with this for a whole night, send emails with this for like 100 whole night emails, and then see what works, what gets you the best responses. So you could write this one. Is the blank position still open? This is vague. This is open. This is like, hey, just asking, is this still open? It's a conversation starter. It's not cheesy. It's not markety. It's just asking, is this position still open? This opens a conversation. So you're going to have to get ready to follow that up with something. Inside your email, you can still utilize the same cold email templates that I've provided. And if you don't have those already, go to the Six Figure Recruiting Academy Facebook page, like it and follow it, message me your email on there, and I will send you the cold email templates. Are you still hiring for XYZ position? When I say XYZ, I just mean whatever the actual title of the position you know they're hiring for because you saw it on a job board or something. You can actually say, are you hiring, or are you still hiring for whatever that position is? Again, conversation starter. Are you currently hiring? We'd love to help. This is a little bit markety, but again, if they're currently hiring, and if you send this to the director who's actually in charge of hiring for that role, or he wants to get an agency to work on it, he's going to open it and he's going to be interested. He or she, that is. Are you hiring for Q2? I've been using this one recently. So we're just coming into Q2, right? So are you hiring for Q2? I'd like to connect. We've got some great candidates. Really specific, really direct. And this would go to like a VP or a director or a C-suite executive. They love hearing about Q2, Q3. Are you hiring? I'd love to connect. We've got some great candidates. Real specific, just straight down to the point. How about this one here? This might go to HR. I saw that you're hiring. We can definitely help. Just letting them know, hey, saw that you're hiring, we can definitely help. It's very similar to these guys right here, staffing and hiring. But again, saw that you're hiring, we can definitely help. Hiring in whatever city you're in, we have the candidates. Let's talk. Again, a little bit markety, however, still works. Hiring in whatever city, we have the candidates. Let's talk. The key phrase is, we have the candidates, because they want the candidates. Telling them that you have the candidates, meaning you've got the pipeline, they're going to want to talk to you. They'll probably respond with, what kind of candidates do you have? And then you'll start the conversation and then basically act like you have the candidates, and you'll find the candidates in a day or two. Doesn't matter. Now we get into some seriously advanced, tricky, funny, awesome, incredible. Let's just do it. So this is what I like to call the special, re-staffing. Okay. Now, why is this email the special? So this is the special because anything with re in front of it, as you know, if you ever use email, automatically re is put in front of something when a conversation has already begun. So if you simply send out a cold email and you had a subject line on there that says re-staffing, it basically means that there's already a conversation going, and this is a meaning a response email to something about staffing. This will most definitely get opened by whoever you send it to. Then it's up to them to actually take a look at the cold email itself and see if they want to respond. But this is a very, very sly, it's not sleazy, I won't say sleazy, it's a very sly way of just getting into the inbox and getting opened up. Again, another remix off of that is saying hiring for whatever the position is. So hiring for that position. Another way you can go about it is using more specifics. Hiring, attention, Dan. If you know Dan is the CEO or CTO, and you know Dan is the guy, like you've got to know that this person is like who you need to get this attention to. You could say hiring, Dan, attention Dan. And this might go to either you have Dan's email and it's going straight to Dan, but let's say you don't have Dan's email. You could send this to an HR person and they would forward it to Dan. Probably because they think attention Dan is really important and he needs to get it. Or you could go in and just say something like, if you have Dan's email, hey Dan, let's connect this week. I have a few candidates for the whatever position. This is very direct, very straightforward. So obviously I went, very basic down to the more advanced, more strategic. You always want to keep your audience in mind. So never forget that the audience is of utmost importance. So who's going to be receiving this email and how are they going to read it? So, if you're sending this straight to Dan, keep in mind that he's going to know his name is in there. He'll probably open it. You just want to have a cold email in there that he's actually going to want to read and respond to. So sending out mass emails, which is what I do. I send about 100 a day out to cold outreach individuals at companies through the database software I use. I usually do a little bit of restaffing. I do a little bit of this, rehiring for exposition, and then I do some remix or version of this one right here. I find out who a contact is there, and then I do that. So I do a little mixture of these guys right here, mostly. And then sometimes if I'm feeling like, I just don't know what to say or something like that, I'll go up with these guys up here and I'll use these. If you want these cold subject emails or cold subject lines, I can send you a copy of this list right here. Again, go to the Six Figure Recruiting Academy Facebook page, like it, follow it, message me your email, and I'll shoot this over to you. All right, I'll see you guys back on the other side here.
All right, guys, so we're back on the other side. That was probably the most thrilling 8 minutes of your life that you've ever spent talking about cold email subject lines, but I'm sure it's going to make you money. So I've got the document obviously saved. I can send it to you. Like I said, if you go over to the Six Figure Recruiting Academy page, like it, follow it, send me your email, I'll shoot it to you. These are definitely cold subject lines that work. I use them myself all the time, like I said, and I think they're awesome. I think that you can even be creative and take them and make your own variations on them, because ultimately you're selling yourself when you sell, staffing solutions. So basically, you need to kind of take them and either just use them as they are, which is totally advisable. However, if you want to riff on them a little bit, do so, because it's really your personality that needs to come through. And so when you do subsequent emailing with them, it's really your personality that's going to need to shine and actually sell them. So at the end of the day, that's it, guys. Cold subject emails, right? Cold subject email subject lines. How incredibly exciting. So take those and run with them. I'll catch you guys on Monday. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. And with that, I'm signing off. See ya.